Hey guys, today in Seal of Fate, we've got a brand new Apex Meow Mate, Apex Melissa. So I'm doing a review to see if she's really worth picking up and investing in long term. I'm planning to drop more videos on this game if you guys are into it, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to keep me motivated. I'm also working on a tier list, but since I want it to be solid and not rushed, it's taking me a bit longer to finish. I know some creators just grab a random tier list from somewhere and post it for views, but that's not how I roll. I'd rather make something legit and useful for you guys. So hang tight, it'll be ready soon. All right, let's jump into the video. First off, let me say this. For a free-to-play player like me to actually get her, you'll need at least 10,000 gems. That's because you only get around 6 free summons. Then you'll have to spend 4,000 gems for one set of 10 summons and another 6,000 gems for a second set of 10 summons. That adds up to about 26 summons total, which is still short by 4 summons before you can unlock her. So yeah, it's going to cost quite a lot of gems, and that's not even counting the cost of ranking her up yet. To be exact, you'll need around 13,000 gems just to own her. As for ranking her up, that really depends on your luck, since every summon gives you a chance to pull her shards, or even pull her twice. That's why I made this video. So if you guys want to invest in her, you'll know what you're getting into. If not, you might be better off saving your gems for the next event. For me, as a free-to-play player, I usually try to stack up as many resources as I can. Right now, I've saved up a lot of gems, so I can probably get her, but I'll still wait until the end of the event to claim all the free summons first. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's dive into her skill analysis to see if she's really worth it. Her basic skill is Hatred Memory. This is Melissa's starting skill at the beginning of battle. It deals damage to a single target and builds up Apex points, which are her main resource for using her Apex skill called Eclipse Light. I'll get to that in a moment. Next is her ultimate skill, Clear Boundaries. This one deals damage to the enemy's front row while also applying the mana effect to all allies. That means Melissa can instantly boost her entire team, helping them deal more damage and also recover health during fights. As for her passive skill, it's mainly about reducing incoming damage and boosting her own damage output. Nothing too fancy there. And honestly, since she's already a UR, ultra rare unit, you won't need to worry about star upgrades to unlock these skills. They come by default once you own her. Next up are the passive skills you unlock through UR star upgrades, also known as Mythic Awaken. At 1 star, her mana effect gets a big buff. Normally it increases by 3%, but with 1 star it jumps to 5% and can stack up to 8 times. Once it's fully stacked, it triggers an extra effect called Erosion, which boosts crit rate by 50%. This is huge because it allows your allies to deal way more damage. At 3 stars, things get even crazier. When Melissa is on the field, if any ally is about to take lethal damage, she'll cast Coffin Guard on them. This effect lets that Meow Mate avoid death, instantly restores 30% health points, and brings them back into battle for 1 turn. During that turn, they can't be attacked and also can't gain energy. This ability can trigger up to 3 times per battle. Basically, this means Melissa can save up to 3 teammates from dying as long as she herself is still alive. That's why I recommend keeping her safely in the backline behind a solid tank, so she can stay alive and keep her team alive too. Finally, when you get her to 5 stars, which I think is probably only achievable for big spenders or whales, I still want to cover it because it really defines just how powerful Melissa can be. At the start of battle, she reduces all enemy ultimate damage by 30% for 1 turn. This is insanely useful if you're up against opponents who rely on AoE skills or heavy burst damage, since it helps your whole team survive much more easily. On top of that, whenever an ally under the mana effect uses their ultimate, Melissa restores 500 energy up to 2 times per turn. This is absolutely crazy because it means she can build energy super fast. In some situations, she might even be able to fire off her ultimate twice in a row, especially if she activates it before her teammates do. And I think that's totally possible. Now let's talk about her ultra skill, called Eclipse Light. To activate it, this skill consumes 3 Apex points. Like I mentioned earlier, Melissa naturally builds up Apex points whenever she uses her basic attack, so in just 3 turns, she can unleash this skill, unless she gets interrupted by something like a stun or other control effects. So why is this skill so powerful? Because it deals massive AoE damage, hitting all enemies for 130% magical damage. And here's the kicker. It's true damage, which means it completely ignores armor, magic resistance, and any other defensive stats. Basically, it guarantees maximum damage output no matter who you're up against. But the real game changer is that it creates a zone called the mana domain. This zone provides some insanely strong effects. Healing plus attack buff. Instantly heals all allies for 10% of their max HP and boosts their ATK by 10% for 2 turns. Allies also gain bonus mana stacks. Yes, +1 stack at the start of each turn, +1 stack whenever they use a basic attack or EX attack, +1 stack the first time they cast an ultimate each turn. With all these sources of mana, hitting the full 8 stacks becomes super easy. That's why with such a busted skill set, anyone who owns Melissa instantly gains a massive power spike. Now let's move on to the bond system. Melissa's first bond is activated when she's paired with Siren, and it grants the following effects. Increased crit resistance. Helps your team survive better against enemy critical hits. Apex point recovery. At the start of odd-numbered rounds, 1, 3, 5, Melissa instantly gains 1 Apex point. Reduced basic attack damage taken. Boosts team survivability. Relics effect. At the start of each round, the 2 allies with the highest ATK get the relics buff for 1 round. The next time they take damage, that damage is reduced by 10%, and they also heal for 10% of their max HP. The effect disappears after it's triggered once. In short, Bond Domain Friend is a defensive combo that improves team durability, provides healing, and offers extra protection for your main damage dealers, who are usually the most fragile. The second bond is activated when Melissa is paired with Luna, and it grants these effects. Extra damage reduction for Luna. Luna takes 20% less damage, making her tankier. Apex point recovery. At the start of even-numbered rounds, 2, 4, 6, Melissa instantly gains 1 Apex point. Increased energy reduction resistance makes your team harder to shut down by enemies that try to block skill usage. Demonize effect. At the start of battle, the 2 allies with the highest ATK gain demonize for the entire fight. This makes their basic attacks deal bonus true damage equal to 1% of their max HP, capped at 6% of their ATK, while also healing themselves for 1% of their max HP. In short, Bond Precise Judgment is an offensive combo that boosts damage output and sustain for your main DPS units. It's all about ending fights faster. Like in many games I've played, sometimes the best defense is just to go all in on offense. That said, personally, I value Domain Friend more. The odd round Apex recovery is extremely useful since Melissa only needs 3 Apex points to use her Ultra skill. With this setup, she can unleash her Ultra as early as round 2, and then again by round 4. That kind of consistency really benefits her whole team. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Drop a comment down below. That's it for today's video. If you'd like me to cover team comps that work best with Melissa, let me know and I'll make that in another video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.